Toby Keith and the Dixie Chicks had country music's most famous feud, but do you know what really started it all? Okay, let's play Country Jeopardy. I'll take Feuds for 1,000. Singer who said, "He's the most insincere person I've ever met. He thinks it's going to last forever. He's wrong." Write your answers down. The results coming before the end of the test. Woman who quipped, "I knew he had balls when he sued me for $1 million. He was only paying me $30 a week." And finally, famous feudster who said, "I hate it, it's ignorant, and it makes country music sound ignorant." That last one's kind of easy, so we'll start there. Natalie Maine's feud with Toby Keith didn't begin when she said she was embarrassed the president was from her state, and it didn't begin when she wore an FUTK t-shirt, or when Toby cut a photo of her quasi-snuggling with Saddam Hussein. It began over criticism of his song Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. She said that, adding, "You've got to have some tact. Anybody can write will put a boot in your ass." Toby said something like, "Anyone can, but you didn't, so stick it up." Well, you get it. It was a songwriter's feud. But one of the reasons he was so upset, the song was a tribute to his late father who died just months before. She wasn't just attacking his music, she was attacking family. In the years that have followed, we've seen some cute tiffs. Eric Church said something not so nice about reality contestants. Zach Brown called Luke Bryan's That's My Kinda Night the worst song he's ever heard, but they've mostly bro-hugged and made up. If you want feuds, you need to go back. How about when Travis Tritt said Billy Ray Cyrus was turning country music into an ass-wiggling contest? Waylon Jennings compared his song Achy Breaky Heart to the Hokey Pokey. Tritt would later apologize, but that didn't stop Cyrus from getting in the final word.
To those people who don't like Achy Breaky Heart, here's a quarter, cause someone who cares.
You see, Here's a Quarter was a popular Tritt song at the time. Zing! One person that stood up for Billy Ray? Garth Brooks. He said Billy Ray's success is just as good for country as anyone else's. Maybe he'd taken a little bit of flack for his rock and roll style of country. Maybe he was just sick of Waylon bumping his gums. It was Waylon who called Garth the most insincere person I've ever seen, saying that he'd never last. Irony abounds as Garth did last, and Travis Tritt has done some rum shaking of his own. As Billboard poetically pointed out in 1992, during Tritt and Marty Stewart's tour, there was more, quote, shaking of fundament in that diversion than there is at a convention of cheerleaders, end quote. Translation?
Yo, drop that dun-dun-dun.
There are some pretty other great feuds simmering in country. Taylor Swift continues to hate on John Mayer for being a creep, and Katy Perry for reasons only her cats know about. Tim McGraw isn't likely to be seen chatting up staff at the Curb Records office. Hank Williams Jr. and David Allan Coe have kind of a weird thing where they liked each other, but then they insulted each other. It was like an episode of The Honeymooners. Fans want to call what Blake Shelton and Ray Price had a feud, but please. Same with Eric Church and Rascal Flatts. Charlie Rich clearly didn't care for John Denver's style of music when he did this before announcing the Country Road Singer as CMA Entertainer of the Year in 1975, but there wasn't a sizzling volley of words or fists. The same can't be said about Dolly Parton and Porter Wagner. That was real. They were popular duet partners who barely got along, and then Dolly said, "See ya, wouldn't want to be ya, P-Wags." She even wrote a song about it. At first, Porter was cool, then not so much, saying of Miss Dolly, quote, "I mean her family, her own blood, she would turn her back on him to help herself." And then he sued her. They settled, stopped talking altogether, and eventually made up, but you wonder if he was really laughing when she said,
I knew he had balls when he sued me for $1 million when he was only paying me $30 a week.
So now you know country music's nastiest feuds. There are other nasty moments, like Steve Earle calling Shania Twain the highest paid lap dancer in Nashville, but a true feud requires two to tango. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check us out on Twitter and Facebook, and be sure to check back every Monday for more You Think You Know Country.